Hi guys, I hope you're awesome. So this week's video is kind of really exciting and it's something that I don't talk about a lot. So I want you to take a moment to just absorb this information because it's something I have been revising over lately and I get so excited as I start to read about it again. So I'm also going to quote a little bit out of Dr. Des as one of his training manuals. So we're going to talk about peptides on our skin. What are they, how they work, why we need them, and why they are current edge cutting science in cosmetic skincare. And they're not created equal, so let's learn a little bit about them. So when we know that we need a lot of powerful antioxidants, and what peptides tend to do is they make antioxidants role more effective in the skin. So peptides are a title for a whole lot of ingredients under that title that have slightly different jobs. So I've got two examples here. So we've got one that has neuropeptides in it, which helps to reduce muscle movement in the skin, kind of like botulinum toxin or Botox, which actually reduces the nerve talking to the muscle. And then we have collagen and elastin hydration stimulating peptides. And this is a blend of 3 different powerful players that actually improves the message from what's called the keratinocyte, which is from the skin cell, to the phytoblast cell, which actually is the factory where our skin makes collagen, elastin, and also makes those beautiful, what's called glucosamate glycans, okay, which is, we call it GAGs, which is basically the water jelly that lives around each layer of our tissue that makes us look beautiful, like it pops out all the wrinkles, but it also helps when you applying food for the food to travel down. No different to our internal body. When our internal body is dehydrated, it doesn't function, and particularly our brain. Our brain needs a lot of hydration, water, to actually be optimal. We sometimes forget that when we forget to drink, but we actually start, our body starts going, I need it in certain key areas. So it gives it to the brain, it gives it to certain digestion organs, and obviously, so the last place we get is the skin. So the skin actually makes this natural water jelly that lives between the cells. But the more we see artificial lights and are exposed to free radicals, the mechanism, the phytoblast cell actually becomes damaged. And that's why peptides have the ability to stimulate its function and undo the damage. So let's quote a little bit from Dr. Des's book. So he says, when one closely examines the results of topical vitamin A and C, one realizes that the changes could only come about with the assistance of growth factors, or maybe the release of peptides to act as intercellular messengers. So they're really cool because our skin's this communicating factory, and a peptide can improve the message from one cell or one layer to another, which then can undo the damage of our youth or of our life, to act as an intercellular messenger. So peptides can stimulate the activity of growth factors. That is really awesome because that is where our tissue actually regenerates at the dermal or the living layer, which actually can give us long-term anti-aging results. In the right balance to stimulate the phytoblast cells, so that's the factory in the base of the skin that makes collagen, elastin, and that beautiful water, to produce collagen, elastin, and GAGs. They also can stimulate the keratinocyte growth pattern and thicken the epidermis. So as we age, we are learning that our skin compounds, right? And the top 5 layers is literally as thick as this piece of paper. Not much, right? So we often, as we age, we start scrubbing it and stripping it and stressing it out, and it just becomes even more fragile. And then we start reacting to the world and getting rashes and irritation and acne and pigmentation and aging, and it all starts going the wrong direction. So what we want to do is we want to thicken that structure as we kind of are born. So peptides have the ability to send messages to thicken that structure. All right, so that's a very, very important part of the pie. The synergy between vitamin A and C and appropriate peptides is probably the most powerful rejuvenation regime when combined with topical antioxidants. So this is why you'll often see me program these serums in after you've rolled, and then you have to wait a little bit, and then you'll put all your antioxidants on after. So they work as a synergy, as a team. Enhancing penetration should produce an even better results. So this is something that you will notice. Peptides is something you get added in as you become more advanced on your skin journey. It's often not something I start with, mainly because your skin has to have a good ability to penetrate. So you kind of want to be using a roller, or have the ability to have regular treatments, or have a home DF mobile, because they often need enhanced help to penetrate to where they can work in the skin. Peptides and growth factors have become one of the most exciting fields of skincare research today. But the peptides we are interested in contain smaller and higher specific groups of amino acids that have special messenger functions between skin cells. So let's say that there's one called D-peptides, are the smallest peptides and consist of 2 amino acids joined together. Peptides give us a chance to stop the natural degeneration that occurs from photoaging as well as chronological aging. Kind of cool. Okay, so peptides work by sending a messenger from one cell to another. So for example, from the chronocyte to the fibroblast cell. So from the skin cell to the fibroblast cell to make more collagen. So it goes, hey guys, make more collagen. Now, without the peptide, the body doesn't have that strong messaging signal because of the deterioration from the free radicals. So this helps to rebuild it. So that's kind of cool. So some peptides may be very large and cannot penetrate unless one employs penetration enhancement techniques. So we just talked about that. So that's why if you're using peptides, you want to have a good rolling practice, a really ability to, if you're lucky enough to have a home DF mobile, you're going to be worlds ahead of everyone else. And also the way you clean it, regular treatments if possible. These are all really, really game changing if you want to see those peptides make a big shift in your skin. Such as cosmetic needling or low-frequency sonophoresis, ontophoresis to help them through the barrier of a healthy stratum corneum layer. A further difficulty is that the skin has enzymes that may destroy peptides. Hence, many formulas have to protect peptides by chemical means. Now, this is where cosmetic chemistry has come so far, and this is why I love working with Environ, because they have this ability to put all their time and money into the science and the quality and the testing of their ingredients, so they don't come onto consumption onto the practitioner until they are at the top of their ability. So this is where we are very blessed to have access to this kind of technology and such advanced companies that actually have ethics and morals and, and make the product to be the best it can be. So the discerning public this is why, because the discerning public or the educated public is beginning to demand more highly refined effectiveness ingredients rather than the reality crude plant derivatives that have been the mainstream cosmetics in the past. So the word peptides, it's all about the quality. So just because you brought it over the counter and it has the word peptides on it doesn't mean it's the same quality as, let's say, Environ, which is a practitioner brand. So the quality is huge. And remember, peptides is just a title name for all the different ones, and they all have different jobs. So you want to make sure you're using the right peptides for what you're trying to achieve with your skin regime. Those natural extracts may contain many different molecules or even peptides, some of which might be active, but the concentrates that are far too low to work. So this is where over-the-counter has the ability to have a 1% uptake into a cell. Environ has 30 to 100% uptake in the cell. And then the therapeutic dosing is obviously so strong compared to over-the-counter. So this is why you get what you pay for. The best these products can do is to be non-active or non-irritant. So when you're using that over the counter, when the dose is too low or you're not using the specific peptide for your concern, let's say I wanted to reduce my muscle movement. So if I'm not using neuropeptides, I'm not going to have that ability. Or if I want to thicken my epidermis, I need to be using different peptides. So, this is why it needs to be prescribed. The addition of refined peptides to balance and finely tune topical penetration offers a way to make specific cell changes without increasing the possibility of skin reactions. So when I'm trying to build up higher doses or international units of those powerful antioxidants in the skin, peptides have the ability to improve the international unit absorption, thus its power. And then I'm not adding more units, I'm actually using a messenger to make what you're already doing much, much more powerful. So when we talk about the different peptides, we'll just quickly go over that. So peptides for cosmetics can generally be classed as those that are, so there's a signaling peptides, which means they're messengers between cells. For example, those peptides that stimulate the formation of collagen and elastin, so we all want that. Matrixyl and copper, tripeptides, I use a lot of that one in clinic and in myself, and pretty much most clients over 30 have that in their program. Examples of these, so many of these effective peptides are similar to the terminal ends of normal collagen fibers or elastin fibers. Similar. So the reason why also the body accepts these things is it's similar in its chemistry. So we kind of mimicking it through cosmetic chemistry to kind of work with the skin to do its job. So number 2, inhibits of enzymes that destroy collagen and elastin. So enzymes are in our skin that actually destroy collagen and elastin, which is brought on by free radical exposure. So it actually inhibits that, so it stops the degeneration happening. Neurotransmitter affecting peptides. We all love this one. So you'll see that in Focus Crown Serum and also in the new Night series. Neurotransmitter affecting peptides. They are active on nerves. So for example, peptides that inhibit the release of chemicals from the nerve to stimulate muscle fibers. Botox. That's what Botox does, but obviously it forces it, where this is actually working on the nerves at the root to gently start to inhibit it, so it softens and softens and softens, so you get a natural young look, and you can still move your face, but that contracted muscle is going to subside. A few examples, we've got 4 in our program that all do that job. These have botulinum-like effect of reducing muscle tone. And number 4, carrier peptides, so like copper peptides. They convey copper into the skin. Copper has so many anti-aging, antimicrobial abilities, but they also help stimulate collagen and elastin. Number 5, peptides that alter pigmentation by changing the production of melanin. So obviously with pigmentation and hormonal pigmentation, and we have amazing results with that. And peptides with antioxidant activity. So again, they're improving the ability for antioxidants to become more powerful in the skin. So we all can benefit from using peptides. These are 2 different blends that have slightly different roles, but both are serum forms. So often with peptides, you want to be rolling pretty efficiently and applying them. I try and leave them on for 10 minutes to an hour by themselves, and then I come back and apply my antioxidant blend, and then before bed I put on something like a revival mask or something that's tightening and rejuvenating the skin. So if you have questions, leave them below, and I hope that you all start to get a little bit more intrigued. If you're using peptides, now you know a little bit more what they're doing in your skin, and if you haven't yet started, maybe this is something you want to think about. All right, so they have so many amazing benefits for our skin. So have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.